When you hear about Overlord, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Giant necromancing skeleton, right? But what about the other characters? Such as demiurge. In my opinion, one of the greatest characters in the whole anime. But I didn't always like demiurge. When I first started watching the anime, I kind of thought he was a dick, for lack of a better word. He was evil and sadistic. But as the show progressed, I started to realize he's a demon. That's kind of what they do. And whenever I thought about it that way, it made sense. Then I thought about him differently. He was only doing his job, playing his role. Demiurge is extremely sadistic, but yet highly intelligent. You don't become the defense combat leader for nothing. Created by Elaine Odell, who saw the art in true villainy. He always loved playing the bad guy or the villain, never really pondering on the consequences of his actions, just being himself. And these traits passed on to Demiurge wholeheartedly. Demiurge cares little of life outside of Nazari, seeing humans and other weaker creatures as useless, or only use they have is for experimentation. He takes great pleasure in torturing, causing as much pain and suffering upon his victims up until the very end. He fuses his actions as artistic, somewhat like Datara from Naruto, and has even gone as far as fashioning a throne for Ainz made out of human corpses. Demiurge is crafty and often uses play on words to mask his intentions without actually hiding them, such as the time whenever he referred to humans as bipedal sheep. Speaking of which, there is a place that Demiurge runs, and the others call it his happy farm. And let's just say that a lot of heinous stuff happens there. I'm not going to go into detail, but he performs a bunch of disgusting and inhumane acts in this experiments, and it's horrible. It's just horrible. But it's a part of Demiurge. It's a part of his charm. It's why we love him. As I said, I'm not gonna go into detail, but if you would like to know more about Demiurge's Happy Farm, I will leave a link in the description to a YouTuber named Animes. He does a video on Demiurge as well, and his video kind of goes more in depth of the lore of Demiurge, not just his personal opinion, but Demiurge's character, an actual character from the anime, the light novels, and all that. So that will be in the description. Go check him out, because I'm sure you'll love that video. If you haven't figured it out yet, Demiurge is evil. He has a karma level of -500, which is about as bad as you can get. There is no more evil than that. As I've mentioned before, Demiurge is insanely intelligent. Practically the smartest person in the anime. And he is built for tactical warfare. Like I said before, he is the defensive combat specialist. If anyone is brave enough to even think of treading on Nazari, he is the one that takes command. He comes up with the plan and make any intruders regret trespassing on his home. I'm convinced that at least half of the plans made by the Ainz came from Demiurge. And if not, Demiurge is at least responsible for the ingenious plans that Ainz will come up with a plan, and Demiurge will overanalyze it and think it over until he comes up with a greater meaning and then praise his great ruler for his all-powerful intelligence, when in fact Demiurge was the one that came up with the plan from the beginning. And I'm practically convinced that Demiurge knows that he's smarter than I am, but his loyalty and commitment to the tune of Nazareth is what keeps him in check, keeps him from betraying his people. He is highly perceptive, able to quickly analyze and decipher his opponent, figuring out their next move. Like the time whenever he decoded the fact that the Emperor would eventually betray them. His intellect has no equal, and his curiosity has no end. Information and torture are his allies, and as long as he completes his orders, he will stop at nothing to complete his own desires. I mean, fulfill his own desires. Well, that's all I have to say for now. Stay tuned for the next video. If you like this, please smash the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you can be notified when I drop more content. Let me know what you want me to talk about next in the comment section. For more information on Demiurge, as I said before, I will leave a link to Any News' channel. And I think that is it. As always, it was fun, but you know, I gotta go make some more knockouts, so our alliance dismissed.
I gotta wake up. For the time that I lost, I gotta make up. For the pain that I brought, I gotta take up. I'm lost in my thoughts, I gotta change up. I can't go to sleep.